mega dose of caffeine and a little bit of coffee, and I feel great. I meant to say mega dose of vitamin C. I said mega dose of caffeine. Actually, both of those are true, but yeah, I had a mega dose of vitamin C and some coffee, actually, so. Whoops! You know the glamorous life I lead before starting this video? This is what I've done for the past 3 hours. Well, I dial it back a couple hours and then 3-hour period of time there. Yeah, my pipes have been getting clogged, and I was just procrastinating on snaking out my pipes, and so yeah, I got down to my undies and tank top because I'd be covered in filth because my pipes are overhead down in the basement. And yeah, there's a rubber sleeve, and so I unscrewed it and slid it over, and I had a garbage can to let the filth come out, and I whipped out the big old snake, like that. I think it's like a 20-foot metal snake, a big metal snake, big gauge metal snake, and just sitting there. And every time you pull it back, you have to snake it through, and it's all this, and it gets all over me, and at least it didn't get in my hair, right? It's all over the floor. And, yeah, I went through like 1.5 rolls of paper towels. And then my little step ladder that I had to get up on, that took like 30 minutes just to clean off and then wipe it down with isopropyl alcohol and wipe everything down and wipe the snake off like 3 times. And then I squirted the whole floor with like a whole bottle of rubbing alcohol, and then I sacrificed a towel, a bathroom towel, to clean all the mess up. I'm not going to wash that. I just threw it away. See? And I just, before I went back upstairs so I didn't trap any filth through the house, I just took my, actually I took my tank top off since it was so filthy, and I threw it away. It's like, I'm not going to wash that. I don't want to put it there with my other clothing in the washing machine, so I threw that away. So sitting wiping down my whole body with rubbing alcohol. Now the pipe's clean, and I had to wipe up the floor, and oh my God. And then I jumped into the shower, and then after I got done taking a shower, I took another shower. So, that's... Yeah, I lead a glamorous life. Anyway, I might edit that out of this video. So that's what I did today. I had a great live stream last night. Actually, the only thing that pisses me off about the live streams is that I can't hear or see people. We had meetups in Florida. I got to meet people and see them and, hug people and shake their hands. And, yeah, that was awesome. But we're only talking like a dozen people, roughly, that show up for that. I mean, I understand that. So, here I am, still fat, bold, and tattooed, and nothing has changed. I am kind of like the Rock of Gibraltar, even if people hate me. It's like, well, at least he's consistent. I am consistent. The only thing I don't like, people could say anything they want about me, but at least don't lie about me. I love it when people say, they'll attack me for something I never, ever said, or even implied, like, I never said that. That's one of the things of being on social media. I'm asking you a question. Since I read every comment, I'd like to hear from you. Do you notice that people are always been strange and weird? People are acting a lot more strange and upset and disturbed and mentally ill. I mean, it's been an increasing slope of that over the past 2.5 years. We kind of all know the reason why. But it's getting worse. It's escalating. I hate to say that on the end of the year. But I've noticed that a lot. Lexington's a pretty normal town. It's not depressed. The economy has always kind of been in a bubble when everything else got really bad. I mean, it's eventually, of course, it affects here as it does any place. Everybody wanted me to talk about, and I've seen the video many times, the lady in Birmingham, England. There's a great video of it. It's all over the place. She's praying quietly across the street. There's a facility across the street. I'll let you guess what the facility is. And praying quietly, and the cops come up. You could hear the interchange perfectly between the cop. There's like 2 cops, one sitting on the other side of her. This is thought police, like the Australians had the Queensland police chief, this female, a demonic person, telling people to daub on your mate if you think they're having bad thoughts. This is Orwellian thought police, which is purely satanic. Anyway, the satanic incidents, and there's another one where a guy, and I'm not going to say the circumstance, I don't think he used any and I know there's no freedom of speech. There's no Bill of Rights in Australia, there's no Bill of Rights in the UK, and there's no declaration of a freedom of speech. Yeah, the guy said something and he brought anxiety upon another person. And this guy is like ex-Special Forces, British version of Special Forces. They show up and arrest the guy. But anyway, people want me to talk about in England, a lot of people, since so many people emailed me, when we talk about the British lady that was praying silently, not like outside with a megaphone, praying silently on the other side of the street, and she was arrested. This was in Birmingham, England. I can make a prediction about next year, and I'm not a doom and gloomer. I'm certainly not. 2023 is going to be the start of climate lockdowns. The fear-mongering will increase. The Ukraine war will rage on. I noticed that, of course, it's already the new year in Ukraine and Russia, and there have been a lot of cruise missiles launched into Ukraine. Not into strategic areas either, like power production plants or whatnot, but into rural areas. I find it extremely, I don't know if depressing is the right word, but people will conflate one. Everybody wants me to talk about Ukraine, but it doesn't matter what I say about Ukraine. Everybody gets really angry no matter what I say, and I've got Russian and Ukrainian friends. I get along great with the Russians, and I definitely get along great with the Ukrainians. I've been to Ukraine 3 times. But people will conflate one thing with another. I mean, the evils that the United States serves many, 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 many masters by what they're doing in Ukraine. I mean, there's a lot of sketchy and sus things that the United States is doing over there, and everybody thinks we're sending taxpayer money over there. It's like, we keep sending countless millions of dollars to Ukraine. We're actually not. The Fed and the government is spontaneously, kind of like Harry Potter magic where you wave your wand and something appears. The Fed and the U.S. government are spontaneously manifesting that money. They're actually not spending taxpayer money over there. That money is just printed at will. It serves a lot of masters. It makes a lot of crooked politicians super rich because they're making deals with the MIC, the military-industrial complex. I'm not going to name the entities. I was about to name off a bunch of entities, but a lot of people are getting filthy, filthy rich over this one. And the United States has always been hot and heavy for a proxy war with Russia. But for people who don't know their history, the first people to initiate proxy war with Russia was Russia themselves when they actually did that to the United States in Vietnam and also too in Korea. So yeah, the Russia waged war against the United States in Vietnam and Korea. I don't care what anybody's side is on this, okay? I'm not interested. Don't care about politics. So turnabout is fair play, especially as the MIC, and there is a shadow government in the United States. Do you know the CIA is actually the ones that initiated the concept of a conspiracy theory? Not that I'm interested in talking about that, but that's not conspiratorial. There is a completely different government in the United States that's heavily connected with the MIC, the military-industrial complex. A lot of people are getting rich, and the absolute bloodlust of a proxy war against Russia vis-a-vis the Ukraine is completely off the charts. So nobody with half a brain, and I was never surprised. I told people this was coming, and oh, it's not going to happen. It's like, yeah, you got hundreds of thousands of troops and many thousands of tanks and military craft lined up on the border. And I feel sorry for any, especially women and children, that have been hurt this past year, and it's going to continue on. A stalemate at this point in time, in other words, peace talks, like if everything were to end, and it's not, would mean that Russia is way ahead. I mean, they've lost a lot of man and materiel, but they're way ahead as far as territory they control. And things they control entire access to the Black Sea, the Chorное море, as they say in Russian. So the Ukrainians will never capitulate to, like, if all the fighting and conflict stopped tomorrow, Russia will today, right this very moment, controls a lot of Ukraine. I didn't mean to talk too much on that topic. I still read every comment. I don't know how I ended up with over 7,500 videos. But I do. I'm always interested in hearing videos that you'd like me to make. Some things are way too controversial. I would just never make topics on them. I'm not a person that's interested in shaking the hornet's nest. That's where you take a stick and, you whack on the hornet's nest and a bunch of them come out and swarm at you. Life is full of enough suffering and strife as it is already, but I'm always interested in delving into topics. I'm not afraid of jumping into any topic, but like when I discuss certain things, all it does is it just makes both sides, and people are so polarized. People are way more polarized than they ever used to be. People used to have capitulating minds to reason and sensibility and logic and facts, and they don't anymore. It doesn't matter what the facts are. People are either on this side or on that side, and there's no in between. And I'm completely against relativism. Relativism is always on the in between. It's like, well, they believe that there's no such thing as truth and wisdom. There's no such thing as fair and unfair. I can't stand. There's two different types of middle. There's the middle where people stand on anything, and they want to examine the facts and the logic of what something is or is not, and then make a determination. Most things are usually not black and white. Then there's other people that only believe that the entire world is gray. There's no such thing as good and evil, right and wrong, wisdom and ignorance. They just think everything is just a free-for-all. And a lot of the world does act like that, but these relativists, and I have no connection to Catholicism, and I have zero love for the Vatican and the Catholic Church. No offense. Yeah, but the last Pope who died today. Isn't it interesting that he died on the last day of this year? I'm sure there's no coincidence to that whatsoever. His entire theme of his papacy, Maria Patri Filii Spiritus Sancti, Amen. That was Latin, by the way. The entire premise of his papacy, I'll edit that out, was against relativism. There's certain ideas that even the Catholic Church revolts against that I'm completely on the same page with them. This idea of everything's relative, man. There's no such thing as good or bad. The only unholy act is one you can't commit. I mean, that sort of relativism I'm completely against. Tell me any videos that you'd like for me to make. I'm working still on the 2 books now. Everybody keeps asking me where's the Fujifilm X-T5 review video, and I have to be bloody honest with you. I'm starting to sound like a Brit. I'm part British, by the way. Is that I can't buy every camera that comes out. I am absolutely the furthest thing from made from money. I've got $4,200 to my name. That's literally all I have in the world. Do I have a farm? And this house costs $64,000. I mean, I can't buy every new camera that comes out. I'm not made out of money. I am just one person. Yeah, I have to do everything around this house, so I can't. And so I was relying on Fujifilm to let me borrow it. Not to keep it, to borrow. Like, let me borrow the camera for a week. But that company has turned completely satanic, unfortunately, because all companies are evil inherently. And even though I've made them more money than God, sold more GFX cameras for them than anybody else on earth, and the fact that I've answered God knows how many endless tens of thousands of tech support questions about Fujifilm. I could have just said, why are you asking me? You just email Fujifilm or call them up. I don't work for the company, and I sure as heck don't. I have companies, like Chinese companies, begging me. It's like, we'll give you this expensive thing. Just review it. They want me to, talk about it. Of course, that makes money for them, and I don't. But the company that I made them a ton of money, Fujifilm, in my personal opinion, is absolutely pure evil. No offense. Made them more money than God, wrote a free book, a very large free book, which took an enormous amount of my time, and sold more GFX. They don't want to let me borrow the cameras. So there's so many thousands of people. It's like, where's your X-T5 review? It's like, well, I don't have it because I'm not made out of money. And I'm not going to buy another camera just for the sake of buying another camera. Maybe there's some rich people that can do that. But I know I have a certain image, but even the people that hate me love my reviews on gear because I'm honest and I'm not selling anything. And the stupidity of that particular company, they don't realize how important that is. It's like even the people that hate him listen to his recommendations and reviews because he's honest and he actually knows what he's talking about. So that's the reason why I haven't reviewed that camera, is because they won't let me borrow it. And I'm not going to buy another camera just so I could spend 4 days with it and make a review. So they've treated me like a red-headed stepchild, and that is the answer to that. And if I'm lying about this, I'm dying. Everything I just told you is 100% hardcore fact. But once again, I'm working on 2 books right now, but I have to do everything myself. Like I said, I mean, I spent 3 hours today covered in filth. You know, snaking the pipes, and oh God, it took like 2 hours to clean up. Ooh. The garbage, the little plastic garbage can that I put all the filth in, I'm not even going to clean it. I'm just going to throw it away. I threw away a nice towel too. You know, squirted the floor with rubbing alcohol and mopped it all up and mopped it up again. So I have to do everything, and obviously not digging ditches, or apparently I feel like a plumber today. But there's the reason why I always come out with the stuff that I say I come out with. People told me I couldn't do something. You'll never do that, and I did it. The 2-sided card that had the secrets of the entire universe on it. You'll never be able to do that. Stick, you know, everything, and that's in the description below, the download for that. It's been there now for over a year. He said, you'll never accomplish that. That's too heavy of a task. Well, I accomplished it. Lots of books also, too, are in the description and the articles. So this is where I'm at. I do everything myself. I like making honest reviews. Nobody's watching me for my looks or my personality because I don't have either one of them. Even the people that hate me know that I'm smart. I'm not trying to impress anybody because I have nothing. You come into this world the same way you leave this world. That is with zip, zilch, zero, nada, nothing. So, you know, I hold no delusions on that, you know? Like, he who dies with the most toys wins. I don't believe that. I think the only thing I want in this life is like a decent vacation where I could like rest for a couple weeks. Someplace nice. I've never had a real vacation. I may never get there. Who cares? The only thing I ultimately care about is wisdom. And that is the truth. I assure you of that. If you ever want to contact me, my name is, email is in the description below. Also, too, even a $1 donation greatly helps. I mean, really, really it does. Today I actually thought I'd celebrate. This is a side note. I usually haven't had a cheesecake in like a year. And I know I'm way too friggin' fat to eat cheesecake. I never eat sweets. Never. I never buy candy bars or sugary sodas. I don't. I'm fat for other reasons. But I thought I'd get a little tiny cheesecake at Kroger's. I never had a Kroger's cheesecake. I thought, you know, not eat the whole thing, right? Not eat a whole cake, right? Just a slice. I got it. That stupid thing was like 15 bucks. It tastes so bad I had to throw it in the trash. I mean, it tasted like ground up sawdust with something holding the sawdust together. Oh, it's horrible. I thought this is going to be it's like, it's been a horrible year. It's like I celebrate with a little cheesecake. They got good ones at Sam's Club, actually, but I haven't seen any there for like a half a year or more. Just get a little cheesecake. You know, just have a slice of it. Not that I celebrate holidays or anything. Like, phew, this damn year is over with. This damn year has been hell. I get a cheesecake. I got it like a couple hours ago. It's horrible. It's like I taste tested it. Tore a little piece of it. That damn cheesecake. Some drunken monkey must have made that. It's just horrible. Ugh. Never buy a cheesecake at Kroger's. So if you ever want to contact me or ever make a donation, that's in the description below. Please let me know if there's any specific videos you'd like me to make. I have a video tonight on the oracles and Hesiod. And I found it to be quite an important video. It's something nobody's talked about, certainly nobody on YouTube. And it's specific about Works and Days by Hesiod. And I think you should watch it. It's actually about divination of the future. How the oracles of Delphi, who are living talismans, were used by Hesiod to predict the future. I hear some fireworks outside. People are celebrating the upcoming New Year. Love out to everybody, honestly. I love the live streams that I do. I wished I could see and hug more of you. Non-creepy hugs, by the way. I don't have an agenda in this life. I'm not going to take anything with me when I, kick off and fall in a 6-foot hole. So, I don't have it out for anybody, and I don't have any ulterior motives, because that just makes life hell, and you have to be stupid and unwise to live a life like that. And I am not stupid or unwise. I'm fat, bald, tattooed, and partially ugly to whatever degree. But I don't have nefarious plans. Also, too, as a side note, we were talking about this in live stream, I generally don't trust heavily tattooed people. I just don't. I got flowers tattooed on me and other things of nature. There's a bunch of... I don't have skulls and blood and, gang tattoos on me. I know I'll look a certain way, I don't see these tattoos anymore because they've been there for so long, and everybody wants me to make a video about tattoos, and I don't, because it's just ink underneath your skin. So discussing something like that is way too superficial. The guy that discusses metaphysics and field theory is not interested in superficial discussions about ink underneath the skin. I'm just not. I never have been and never will be. I don't see these anymore, but I see how people would, make certain determinations based upon, all these tattoos. We all judge, People lie. Say, I don't judge anybody. It's like, you're a liar. If we were in the mall and we saw, some guy roller skating in the mall wearing a pink Speedo and wearing one of those hats, remember, that has a little helicopter on top, we'd all judge. There's a crazy guy. We all judge. Some of us less, some of us more, but let's be honest. Don't lie to each other. I told you not to watch this video, so if you complain, having reached the end of this video, I titled this video, Don't Watch This Video, so you only have yourself to blame. I just wanted to say Happy New Year and blessings to everybody. I hope you have a wonderful New Year despite the tyranny and the evils and the Great Reset and the horrible, horrible things that have been happening these couple years. If everybody would stick together to even a lesser degree, which is way better than people are right now, and just say, no, I will not. 98% of the people pushing this stuff are nothing other than weakling pencil pushers. They move paper from one desk to another. They send emails, they move paper, they push their pencil. These people have no control over you and me. They don't. They think they do, and they've actually cast the spell on you the same way Hollywood's cast the spell, make you think that you're on the planet where blue cat Smurfs are, Avatar. I saw Avatar 2, by the way. I don't do movie reviews. Avatar 2 sucked. It's horrible. Horrible. How did that movie cost $2 billion? It sucked. It's horrible. Casting a spell over you like Hollywood. Just remember that. If you want to make a New Year's resolution, tell that to yourself about 10 times. 98% of these people are nothing other than weakling, pencil pusher, loser D-bags. They don't have control over me. I have control over my own person. And I don't care what people believe in. I don't care what people define God as. I don't care. The rights come from above. They don't come from other people, and they don't come from the government. The rights come from above. You can say God, rights come from God. I don't care what people say. I care what people believe. They come from there. That's because it follows natural order. It doesn't come from pencil pushers that you've never met 1,000 miles away. These are weakling pencil pusher losers. They're passive-aggressive weasels. PAW, passive-aggressive weasels. They don't control you, so don't let them control you. Don't let them dictate that you lead a miserable life under their thumb. Because they have no power. The only power they have is the power that you keep giving them. Just remember that if you want to make a New Year's resolution. Lux Veritas, thank you so much. If you ever want to contact me, It's in the description below. Even a $1 donation is wonderful. Or you could email me. I got an email today with someone telling me a long diatribe about why they hate me. I actually read it all. I gave it logical consideration. None of their points were valid, however. It was all emotional screed. I hate you. Say something logical. Thank you so much. Lux Veritas. Happy New Year. I'll catch you next year. Which is 24 hours away. And there we go.